Welcome to another Keelhauled podcast. I'm your host, CaptainLogun, and we've got a lot of Sea of Thieves news to cover today, so tie yourselves to the mast and hold fast. Ahoy there, pirates. I hope you had yourselves a good week and a good weekend. I know I did. This week, we're going to be talking about Pirate Legend Week, as well as some of the stuff that's coming up in Sea of Thieves this month. There's not a whole lot of new news, but I did want to just refresh everyone, make sure you're all aware of all the stuff that's going on, because there is a lot. And with this being one of the last couple episodes for this month, because I'm going on vacation in the later half, I want to make sure that you guys are getting this information. So with all that said, let's get into it. But before I go into any of that, I have to thank the patrons. They're the ones that went over to patreon.com/Keelhauled podcast to show their support for this content, and I want to show my appreciation for them. As a reminder, I'm going to be doing the Keelhauled community episode at the beginning of the year. This is the first weekend of January. I'm going to delay it. There's going to be one more episode this month, and I'm going to be on vacation the 23rd and the 30th of this month. So no new episodes for the rest of the month after the one that comes out on the 16th, just as a reminder. Unless something big breaks, in which case I'll probably have to do a live stream, and I don't know how that's going to go, but I'll probably upload the audio to that somehow. So I'll figure it out if I need to. But for the patrons, I want to thank them. It means the world to me that they are supporting. So thank you all so much again for another month of support. It really does help me out when it comes to just taking care of bills, taking care of things. I'm going to start saving up for Festa Legends this year. So I'm going to try and get that started at the beginning of the year. So thank you to A-Chick, Toasts, L-Cute, Ball, Blue Turtles V1, Captain Chonky, Captain Longsharts, Chateau Noof, Super Pack, Zombie Killer, Cloud, Cosmic Johnson, Static Mirror, Davram TV, El Jefe Esteban, Godhammer 6, Jorby Jorbs, Carl Embo, Kylea the Aficionado, Lady Lilith, Evil Morpheus, Space Admiral Ors, Xbox Mike 29, Mutinous Max, Norwegian, Regis Stella the Brony Pirate. I don't know what was Stelly. It was weird. Ribloid, Rustbelt Kid, Scamelt 666, Captain Dasm, TN Professor, Vibralux, Wezzy Cruz, Big Bad Pad, Mina Fairy, The Lore Chronologist, Deadeye Dre, Heger Owl, Jeff H, Captain Duckweed, Evil Martha, Peter Miller, Rooski Doo, Thor Von Blitz, Luke Lore the Insipid Ghost, and Wow. Thank you all so much for your love, for your support. Again, it really does help out. If you guys ever have any questions about where that money goes, you're always more than welcome to ask me. I have no problem telling you just how sometimes it is actually for food. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all. With that, let's get into it. First up on today's docket, let's get the most time-conscious topic out of the way. I want to talk about support a streamer. This is going on right now. You have until the 22nd of December, so don't sleep on it, but you definitely have some time. Okay, it's already the 8th. It's been going for this weekend, and I want to make sure that you don't miss out on this, because this is unprecedented for Rare. They have not done this in the past, and I want to make sure that nobody misses out on the opportunity, whether you care about it or not, to get the Obsidian Capstan. So as of right now, Twitch and Sea of Thieves are partnering to support a streamer. This is going on from the 6th of December, so it's already running to the 22nd of December. Now, come here, listen. I want you to go out, find streamers that you like. It doesn't have to be all of them on one, but if you want the Obsidian Capstan, you need to make sure that you gift at least 3 subscriptions to a streamer that is in the category for Sea of Thieves. Now, you don't have to be going for a partner. You don't have to follow them. You just have to be able to give them gifts. So they do have to be a Twitch affiliate. And as long as they're in the Twitch affiliate program to be able to accept subscriptions, then you can go and donate to any Twitch streamer 3 subscriptions, one for yourself if you want, and then two to other people, as far as I understand it. So I would say go for someone that you prefer. I'll throw out LD Silver, who was just diagnosed with cancer, working on getting a GoFundMe, kind of raising cash for that, for the medical bills that are going to be accruing as a result of that. Otherwise, I would say find someone that you like. I always prefer tossing out subs to people that are making good content, people that are good community members. I think Abel just got into the Boatswain program. So plenty of people out there that you can definitely do it to. You do have to do 3. If you do 2, you're going to get the Celestial Steed ship set. Now, this was a Twitch drop from back in the day, as much as I recall. So it's not something that hasn't been around, probably something that will actually come back around. But what I would recommend doing is just going out and gifting 3. It's $15. You pay for the Obsidian Capstan. It's the easiest way to get it, I can tell you right now, because I've been trying to do Liza LaRue's photo contest in the forums for a good while. Not religiously, but every once in a while I'll drop a photo in there. Have yet to win it. You can win it for someone else if you want, if you already have it, but that is something that is very hard to get. I think the only thing that is harder to get out of the Obsidian set is the blunderbuss, and that's because that was tied to the external 2 terabyte hard drive that was Sea of Thieves themed related. It was $100 when it came out for the Xbox One. I was very sad to find out that I didn't need it, because I was a PC gamer. What did I need an external 2 terabyte Xbox hard drive? Now I've got 2. Now I've got 2 Xbox Series X's. One of them has a 4 terabyte attached to it. The other one has a 1 terabyte stick, and the other one has a 500 gig terabyte stick, or 500 gig stick in it. And then I have the Cyberpunk 2077 limited edition Xbox One X sitting in my closet, all packed up. I have so many Xboxes now. I should have just gotten one when I knew that they were available. Instead, I went and hunted out the controller, and I'll tell you, there is nothing that is going to pry me away from that controller. That will be in my collection forever. So make sure that if you guys want this Obsidian Capstan, go out, find a Twitch streamer who is an affiliate in the Sea of Thieves category. Go and donate 3 subscriptions to them. Make sure you get it. It is instant. There's no time that you have to really worry about watching. There's no other requirements. It is literally just gifted subs. 2 will get you the Celestial Steed. 3 will get you the Capstan. 4 will get you a little bit of love from the streamer, because they probably weren't expecting it. All right, next on the docket, let's talk about what's coming on the 12th. The 12th is going to be that's this week, by the way, if you guys don't know. The 12th is this Thursday. We're going to be getting the mid-season update. This is going to be the monthly update that they come in. They drop in Pirate Emporium stuff. They drop in Outpost cosmetics. And they usually give a little bit of updates to different things. They do some patch fixes here and there as well. This one, they are going to be bringing in the Mimic Dart for the blow dart gun. I don't know what they call it anyway. It seems such a weird, I don't want to call it the blow pipe. That seems weird. I just want to call it a blow gun. But even that, can we call it a dart gun? I'm going to go with dart gun. But that is going to be, it's not even a gun. I don't care. I give up. Call it what you want. It's the thing that shoots darts. We're going to be getting the Mimic Dart, which is going to allow you to mimic skeletons and players, which is something I was very surprised to find out, because it completely goes against what the original idea of why we couldn't have, what was it? We couldn't, I guess the idea of why we couldn't have other players or any other NPCs in the world that look like players, because they didn't want to add confusion, which is why I was so curious why we had the Reapers look the way they did and skeletons look the way they did, why they always looked certain specific ways. It was an identification issue. That is out the window. The Mimic Dart is going to allow you to mimic anyone. So I am going to be very curious to see streamers who utilize this. I don't know that this is ever going to be anything that is going to be something that I utilize. I'll play around with it, that's for sure. But a lot of the blow dart stuff, it's okay. you know, I feel like I'm kind of set in my ways. Like I've got my flintlock, I got my sword. I do love that throwing knife though, man. That throwing knife is beast. Anything that can four shot a sapphire gem mermaid statue, that's a boon in my book. But yeah, I'm still trying to get my double barrel pistol and throwing knife commendations knocked off. What was it? The thing I was talking about? Oh, the mimic dart. Yeah. So, mimic dart's going to be brought into the game. I don't know if this is going to help at all with, the current issue that I'm running into, which is hanging off the ledge on skeleton ships for a traveling distance, which I think is just meters, honestly, because it's definitely not miles. But I think that might help. I'm having a real hard time with that. It seems like the best way to go about it is get on board. If you're doing this solo, bear in mind, if you have someone else to help you out with it, it makes it infinitely easier because they can help guard you while this is going on. Also, this doesn't work in safer seas, by the way. I tried in safer seas at one point to go and test out like how the skeleton ship system works. I got on board, I killed some skeletons, and then I went into a disguise into a chest so I could kind of waddle my way to the front of the ship so undetected, so that I could grab the ledge and hang off of it. Spoiler alert, when AI units don't think that there's any human presence around, they despawn. So I'm sitting there as a little chest, squarely between a couple cannons, just chilling, waiting for this patrolling skeleton to go by. And then all of a sudden I get knocked out of my disguise and I'm like, that was weird. Okay. Bug, rare, no biggie here. And then the skeleton ship goes under the water and I have to swim back to the surface. And then I was about done with that. But the biggest issue right now is that the blunderbuss skeletons, for whatever reason, can just recognize you. So bug potentially, not sure, but I think if you're squatted and kind of wandering around, you should be able to avoid having the blunderbuss skeletons recognize you once you grab the edge of the ship. Very strange. I can accept them noticing you on the ladder. But if you're purposefully using the hide stuff and you hop over the edge and grab the ledge, like, let me just get the miles. In this case, what I've learned to do is hit the interact key to get back aboard, kill all the skeletons, and then go back onto the edge until another round of blunderbuss skellies spawn, at which point I have to hop back up on the ledge, kill them, go back to hanging off the ledge. A lot of food wasted, gonna be honest. But the mimic dart might help out with this. Hard to know. We'll have to test it out. For the time being, not too impressed with the blow dart. I know a lot of folks have been enjoying it as far as the actual PvE aspect to it, but outside of that, really haven't seen a whole lot of people talking about it or really raving about it the way people were raving about the throwing knife when that first came out. It's kind of on the same level as the grapple gun and the double barrel pistol in my feelings. More than welcome to believe what you want and have your anecdotal evidence to support it. I 100% am happy for you if you do believe that. But personally, I am just not impressed with these tools, and I think I would have preferred to have story or something else get adjusted in the game. These are tools that I wasn't sure that I really will use, but that's just my personal opinion. And it's not my Sea of Thieves, it's our Sea of Thieves. So if you're happy with them, then by all means, let's keep them in the game. Some of the other stuff that you should be aware of is that a Voyage of Luck and a login bonus are going to be coming in on the 12th patch. So when you first go in to Sea of Thieves, you have that first week. If you log in during that first week, you're going to get a Voyage of Luck, which is ever present anytime they do an update for that first week. And you're going to get the login bonus of golden doubloons, I believe it is. So, and I know some of you still have a ton of doubloons. Some of you don't, but some of you do. And for those of you that do, Probably not a big deal. Totally fine. For those of you that don't, easy way to get a bunch of doubloons. So definitely make sure that you're logging in sometime between the 12th of December and I'm going to call it the 18th because I think the 19th might be too long. So 12th and the 18th, you'll have that time to be able to log in, get that extra bonus, plus your Voyage of Luck. Some of the things you can look forward to out the Outpost stores, they are bringing Bone Crusher Heavy Sword and Rapier, which I think are really cool looking. Definitely going to be picking those up. And the Sea Dog Heavy Rapier, or Heavy Sword and Rapier as well. There's also Stately Shirts, which have come out, which look a lot more kind of fashioned for women, or I guess anyone could wear them, but they look like something that I would typically assume women would be attracted to. So hopefully that's something for them. I know that they have been asking and begging for more clothes outside of dresses for a very long time. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's been recorded in this podcast for years that they've wanted that and have had guests on to actually express that as well. So I'm glad to see that we're getting some of those. Definitely end up buying them because I end up buying pretty much all the cosmetics. And see how they look on me. Maybe they'll look good on me. Maybe I will start wearing some of these stately shirts. But glad to see that they're bringing those in to the Outpost stores for probably gold. I can't imagine that they would be. I'm sure that the sword sets are going to be in there for gold. But the stately shirts might be something for doubloons. Not sure. We'll have to find out. The other thing that you should keep an eye out for is the change to Safer Seas. They're going to be bringing in the Safer Seas change. So if you're not familiar right now, Safer Seas, 30% of the gold is what you can make off of items that are sold in Safer Seas. You can only earn reputation up to level 40 for the main factions before you have to switch over to High Seas to be able to earn the rest to get Pirate Legend. 40 was about 50% of the way to Pirate Legend back in the day. I don't know if the balance has changed ever since they changed it to 75 and then subsequently upped it to 100 for the distinctions. But back in the day, 40 used to be the indicator that you were 50% of the way through your reputation grind to get to level 50 to be able to get 3 trading companies to get access to the Pirate Legend kind of title or like presence. You had to be level 50 with 3 different factions. Didn't matter which ones, but 40 was at halfway percent. Now it's going to be down to 25 as I stop fidgeting with the thing in my hand because I'm making noise with it and I try not to. So 25 is going to be the new cap, which means it's going to be closer to a quarter, maybe give or take levels, all on your way to Pirate Legend. I like this. I think that that's a fair balance. In other words, they're going to be changing it from 40 to 25 and then from gold going to be down to from 30% all the way up to 100% of the time. So a lot more worth it for pirates who are maybe bringing friends in to Sea of Thieves that want to give them a chance to kind of like get their feet wet and be there for, for support and to answer questions. So that way they aren't just kind of running around completely unsure of what to do. Because I think that it's really important that players actually jump into Safer Seas for a little bit just to get a sense of like what's going on and not necessarily like be completely clueless. I think is a great learning tool to not have to worry about it because little bit of an anecdote, went out sailing tonight, found a few ships that were diaper sails running around, no clue what was going on. In fact, there was one sloop that was parked out by the shipwright on Sanctuary, and A Chick and I were just going to go turn in. She told me to go over and see what was going on. I got onto the island. I crouched and I hid within the bushes, and I kind of, scuttled my way over to the beach, and I watched and I waited for them to make their trips back and forth from the island while they ran around trying to turn stuff in. Then I sword lunged out, went under the boat, got onto the ladder, and then got down, saw what they had, grabbed one thing, threw it off the edge. grabbed another thing and grabbed up a treasure chest, scooped up 3 items, hopped off the edge of the ship, swam around the rock on the northeast side of the island, and then swam it over to Sovereigns, where I then turned that in, went back, and then a chick asked if I should check and see if they wanted to have our supplies since we were logging off after we'd done a few messages in a bottle plus a raid dive for Athena's Fortune. So I went and switched over to game chat, asked them if they wanted our supplies. They were like, yes. And then they started to ask me where to turn stuff in. Cause they were like, where do we turn in this thing to a person at the tavern? Where is the tavern? And I go, the tavern is the giant building right behind me. You turned it into the person that's right outside the door. They're like, thanks. And they ran over a ritual skull to it. And they were like, what about this thing? And they're holding like a fine crate of ore. And I'm like, that goes over to the person on the dock. That's not the shipwright. So head over to the person with the schedules. And they're like, okay, thanks. So then I swam over after I asked them if they wanted our supplies, went under the water, under their ship again, grabbed the other crate of fine ore, and then swam that over to Sovereigns and then turned it in. I subsequently went back and then explained to them things like the different world event skulls, what those meant, what the giant green swirly tornadoes meant. If they ever run into a white megalodon, to kill it on sight. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Kill the white megalodon on sight. It is the most rare thing in the world, and that people have been coveting it for years since the game came out. Also, the Kraken is not nearly as scary as it meant to be. And do not assume that any pirate that comes up to you does not have some sort of ulterior motive. Don't trust anyone. Literally don't trust anyone. They were very nice. They said that we were the nicest pirates that they'd run into. And they were very appreciative of us talking to them and whatnot. So I told them, hey, go watch some Twitch streams, go check out some YouTube videos. I humbly neglected to mention the podcast just because podcast is such a weird, and they sounded young. I don't know if do kids listen to podcasts? I feel like it's not a young game. I don't know any youngins that listen to podcasts unless it's like murder podcasts. True crime is like the one thing that seems to just transcend demographics. I don't understand it. The fascination is so bizarre to me. Why worry about real life murders when you can listen to fantastical stories made up of just complete wars that are happening as little people try to take a ring to a mountain to throw it in and almost get eaten by a giant spider? Like that seems cooler, right? Like that's the cooler thing to listen to, like a book about that, as opposed to I don't know. Where was I going with this? I went on this tangent. Nope, still lost it. What was I talking about? I was talking about the stuff in the Safer Seas. Yes. So okay, I got back there. Safer Seas probably would have been a better place for these two who were running around holding treasure, having no idea where to turn it in because they didn't do the introductory levels, or they didn't do the introductory quests, which are not surfaced immediately when you're creating a pirate and you go to the map table, and they didn't spend time in Safer Seas. So they didn't have this sense of, well, I guess, to be honest, false security that nothing was going to happen to them when they went to higher seas, which is fair. But at the same time, their experience has been so negative that they are just grateful for someone who's not going to kill them on sight. Now, granted, killing them was not necessary. I got the treasure anyway, but still, it would have been nice if they had spent some time in Safer Seas, getting 100% of the gold that they would if they were working on it, and spending enough time to get up to level 25, working on those trade companies, understanding who the trade companies are, not necessarily being restricted to some of the bare bones of the game, just to get an understanding. They didn't know where to turn in loot. And you're telling me that there isn't a reason why safer seas can't exist? It's the perfect reason for why people should be jumping into safer seas to start. There's so much crap in the game. There's no way I could have gone over enough of it. I even tried to warn them about the Reaper's Mark flag because I knew people love sticking it on there. They don't know they didn't know what Alliance was. They didn't know what the Reaper's Mark was. They didn't know what the Kraken, they barely knew what the Kraken was. They barely knew what the Megalodon was. They didn't even know about the colors. They had no concept of what the world events were or what Voyage Quest like symbols were in the sky. Like all of that was so completely fresh and foreign. And yes, some people can figure that out. Other people will bash their heads into the wall and fail and still go through that, learning after failure, after failure, after failure. Most people will quit and go back to a game that feels more rewarding over a smaller amount of time. Some people will stick with it. Call them sadists, call them masochists. It depends on what you like, but there's definitely like an amount of learning that has to happen, and sometimes learning is painful. So I would say this is a great example of why Safer Seas will help players if they embrace it and it is justifiably worth it for them. And I think gold, given that cosmetics are the only thing in this game that are the reward, like titles, trinkets, and cosmetics. And I would argue trinkets are cosmetics as well too, because they're there on display. They're there to be displayed, so they are a cosmetic. Given that cosmetics and stories are really the only two things to reward you in this game, it would behoove Rare to allow people to get a clearer understanding with a decent reward up to a cap for them to be able to move into higher seas without, or high seas. I don't know why I keep saying high seas, without just the frustration of knowing that you've been playing for a while, but every encounter that you've had has been a negative encounter, right? Like, at least let people get their feet under. They ran from a megalodon to get to the island because they didn't want to lose their treasure. That is wild to me. It is such a foreign concept in my mind nowadays, because nowadays most of us, the salty seas out there, the old salts, the ones that have been around, we hear the megalodon, we look behind us, check the color, and keep on sailing. If it ain't white, you don't stop. That is the rule. Like, chances are, if it's yellow, you might stop, but it really depends. How bad do you need those yellows? If it's white, you'll stop. If it's anything else, maybe. If you're not on a time crunch, you will. But yeah, I'm glad that they're making these changes to Safer Seas. I think it's 100% warranted, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity for players to jump in, get their feet wet, understand stuff, play around, and not have to have such negative experiences until at least they have the foundation of the game set in stone in their mind. They feel comfortable with that, right? All right, so let's go back to the Sea of Thieves video that we talked about. The next thing that is going on is they are doing the Emporium sale. This is something that is the festive giving kind of thing. So on the 18th of December, which bear in mind is actually going to not be this week, but next week, just before I head out, they are going to be doing an Emporium sale. If you spend 450 ancient coin, which is the currency for real money, you will get the ancient coin flag. If you spend 2,000 ancient coin, you will get the ancient coin sales. Now, I would assume that the 450 is part of the 2,000. So you won't have to spend 2,450 ancient coin. You will just have to spend up to 2,000 to get the flag and the sales. Does that make sense? So take a look in there now, see what you want to do. This is why I always wait on buying the plunder pass, because you never know. And I will buy my plunder pass during this 18th, so that way I will have a cheaper buy-in to get whatever else I want in the Emporium, so that I can get the ancient coin sales. As I understand it, this is something that was offered before, and I somehow missed the news on this. So I'm not sure when or how, or if it was maybe in a different region, but that is something that is going to be going on from the 18th all the way through till the 1st of the year. Additionally, starting on the 18th is the Festival of Giving. When you log in after the 18th and the Festival of Giving starts, you will immediately get the Frosted Present flag. Love it. Each day during this time, there is going to be one trading company that will offer double gold and double rep. There's also going to be a gilded voyage for that trading company, as well as a voyage of luck that is awarded every single day. So if you log in from the 18th till I believe it's the 1st, they are going to have double gold and double glory for that trade company that day. And anyone that helps contribute to a global goal of treasure turned in will automatically be awarded a Starburst drum. That is if the goal is met. This is something that will probably be listed in the actual season, in the special events or the limited time events in that section there for the Festival of Giving. So all you have to do is log in, turn in treasure. Each day is going to be a different trade company. Each trade company is going to be offering twice the gold and twice the reputation, as well as giving you a gilded voyage and the voyage of luck. Cool. Awesome. Let's get that Starburst drum because as you all know, limited time cosmetics are the true driver of activity in the Sea of Thieves, as story is always kind of like coming in behind that. Next on the docket, I did make mention that Merrick was out at ship's Sharkbait Cove, which kind of falls in line with the sense that we are going to be getting that alluded to and confirmed Hunter's Call update. So I don't know to the extent of what they're going to do. If I had to take a guess, it would be something akin to bolstering the, they're probably going to add more fish. But I talked about this before. I got a chance to go out to Sharkbait Cove the other day and go read through the actual dialogue. And everything seems pretty keen. It looks like effectively the pirate lord is asking Merrick to go out and investigate some of the issues or things that are going on with sounds that are coming in from under the water, which suggests that we might be either getting more megalodon stuff to be able to summon them on command. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but something is definitely happening under the water that the Sea Post, Merrick's family, has been reporting to the pirate lord, at which case Merrick was asked to go investigate it. He has said that he can't spend a whole lot of time out there because Flameheart and the Reapers are out there looking for him, as well as anyone else that's tied to the pirate lord so closely. So, and actually shout out to Godhammer, who was nice enough to post some screen caps of the dialogue trees that were available for Merrick in the actual Athena Legend Tavern, an area that I still do not have access to. And as a result, it does kind of confirm that they did change it, and it looks like they are kind of alluding to megalodons being out there. Something strange is going on out there on the waves or below them, according to Merrick as well as his family. So Hunter's Call are going to be getting an update. I do hope that they go deep into it. I do hope that they go crazy and just really drive out some of the uniqueness to those sea posts. But yeah, it was very nice to see kind of what that is going to become. I know that the the tarot cards have been flipping in the Order of Souls Tavern. They're coming up with more words there, but at the moment, it's just nice to see that we are getting some story that is kind of teasing a little bit of the update that is coming out next year. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was really going on. Not too much, really. That's kind of that's kind of it. They are going to have a Golden Glory weekend at the start of the year. They have not made any mention about Grogmanay and the annual tankard notch that is generally associated with that. I assume that's coming. I don't think that they're going to drop that. That seems like an odd thing for them to drop. But outside of that, just glad to see that John McMurtry still on the videos. Lots of good humor there. Love the picture within a picture kind of video, or picture within a video kind of thing. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, the year-end review came in for Sea of Thieves, or not for Sea of Thieves, but for Xbox. And it was really nice to see that Sea of Thieves still in my top played as far as the amount of hours that I spent into it. I did notice that it came in under was it Call of Duty this year, and it barely. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I put in 100 hours over the last year or last month for the sake of the review. So Call of Duty Black Ops, we were gifted over at XEP. I was given a code for Call of Duty for review. That review is due out this Wednesday, and it will be one of the largest reviews I've done for a game, and the most time I've spent in a game working on the review. So that, on top of just spending time with Achik grinding out camos, it managed to get ahead of Sea of Thieves because of the review and the time spent in there. So Call of Duty came in at 343 hours. Sea of Thieves came in at 324 hours. So it just barely beat out Sea of Thieves for my top played game this year on Xbox. I actually haven't really touched my PlayStation, to be perfectly honest. And the Switch is kind of like the dip in and dip out when I'm at the laundry. I've been playing Mario Kart, really. And I logged into Animal Crossing the other day. One of the bears came up to me and said that he was thinking about moving. I said, good, get the heck out of here. I'm tired of your fur balls. So he's leaving, and then I logged back out. But still in the top 1% of most active players for Sea of Thieves, even with just 324 hours, which is shameful, I know, to many of you out there over the last year who probably put in that amount of time in half of the year. So I know a lot of folks were posting their time in there. It looks like Big Bad Pad had 788 hours this year. Norwegian had 333 hours. Achik came in with 954 hours, which is honestly it's just scary. Who else? Let's see. Godhammer had 824 hours. Let's see. I know I saw someone else. Oh, Trickster posted his was in Tavern Talk. And what were the hours? 325 hours. So at the time of posting this, Trickster and I had he had sailed one more hour one more hour than I did, because he had 325. I had 324. Yeah, Trickster beat me by an hour on time played. So touche. But yeah, I was very happy to see that everyone was posting their hours for the year in review. Really interested to kind of find out. I would love to start seeing some of the PlayStation in-year reviews, because I'm really curious to know if I find any scrubbing through it where Sea of Thieves was actually the number one for them, and how many hours they put into it on the PlayStation version. Also, Steam is coming eventually, so I'm very curious to find out when people start posting their Steam most played games of the year, how many of those will actually be Sea of Thieves as well, because I imagine the different ecosystems are going to represent a little bit different. And when the Switch 2 comes out next year, Sea of Thieves will probably get a port over there, and then we'll be all over the place. There'll be no stopping us. I imagine the Switch 2 will most likely be a console only system that they will only be able to play with console only players. I have no insider knowledge. This is all pure speculation, but I can imagine, just thinking about how they do Fortnite, where Switch players have to play with mobile players. It's like taking them and putting them over in the kiddie table at Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was kind of, I imagine that's where it'll be. Like the Switch players, they'll get to go play with the console only players, and the Xbox and PlayStation console only players will just absolutely decimate them. And I feel really bad, but it's fine because they're playing mobile and that's all they want until Xbox comes out with their own handheld in a couple of years and PlayStation releases their own handheld in a couple of years. And then we'll have to totally reevaluate how this whole ecological system in the gaming industry works, because who knows what the heck is even going on anymore. But really cool to see the year in review stuff with that. I think I might actually keep the episode a little bit shorter this week because there's really not a whole lot on. I've been playing here and there, not a whole lot, so I don't really have too much else as far as like stories go. I did really enjoy the Pirate Legend week that is still going on, so definitely make sure that you guys get a chance to jump in, get your 3 voyages done so you can get that Life of a Legend tattoo set. I don't think it's great. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not impressed with it at all. But it's one of those things. You want it because you know that it's the only time you're going to be able to get it. So you log in and you do your 3, and they're actually really quick. They're super quick. I think you can get them done in an hour. So just log in, give yourself a couple hours. You know, things happen when you're sailing. Go sail around, check out the islands. Who knows? You might get an ancient skelly. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to go out, try and get this, the messages in a bottle so that you can go and get your Life of Legend tattoo set. And you can actually go and get the, actually, now I'm going to have to check and see because I actually think this might be finishing up. I think when I was checking out the daily logins, I could have swore that I saw that today might have been the last day for it. So I really hope you did this. I really hope that you actually like went and got this knocked out because it has been a while. But I think it might be going until tomorrow, which is not good because at this point, there's not much else that you guys are going to be able to do if you haven't done it already. So let me check on that. I don't know why I'm booting up the game. I can literally go to the website, seaofthieves.com, take a look. Legend. Yep. Less than 3 hours. Son of a gun. Okay. I hope you guys got this. On the plus side, the tattoo set is nothing to write home about. You're probably best just kind of like accepting that that's all. That it's not that great, and you probably didn't miss out too much on it. So hopefully you got it done. If not, sorry, I really don't know what to tell you there. But yeah, the event is finishing up. Hand in an Ashen Chest of Legends to achieve the last goal if you want to get that last 10,000 gold, as well as the reputation associated with that. Otherwise, Life of a Legend tattoo will hopefully make it back sometime in the future. The last thing, I'll toss this in here. First off, no word on the orb stream. Long live the orb. Also rest in peace, orb. Always kind of like that, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to be something that is going to make a return this year. It was a lot of production involved in that, a lot of planning, and because they were doing teases for stuff in the future, it is so hard to maintain that. As we've seen with things like Monkey Island messing up the adventurers and the schedule with delays and stuff like that. Rare just focus on stability and coming up with updates to the game, refresh stuff. You really don't need to worry too much about trying to do the orb stream. I missed it, loved it. It was fantastic. We had a good time. It's in the past. What isn't in the past is the public playlist over on Spotify from Sea of Thieves that is Holiday Harmonies. It is literally 9 Christmas songs that you can listen to that are all Sea of Thieves based, with Slay the Megalodon being the one that is the most recent that they've come up with. I love these. These are great. They're fun. There's something about listening to Christmas music right now that is just, it's great. I love it. I've got a jazzy Christmas YouTube video that's like 11 hours long that I throw on when I'm at work just to have like something light but still in the spirit to listen to when I'm just like doing normal work stuff. So this is going to be a good opportunity. Head over to Spotify, go to the Sea of Thieves artist. As far as the actual artist goes, they have the playlist there. It is just called Holiday Harmonies. I don't know. Holiday Harmonies. Can't talk. And that will be where you'll want to go to jump into that. Appreciate it. I love that they do stuff like that, and especially for this time of year. Outside of that, I'll probably be listening to my record player, which a chick got me a record player for Christmas early, which is nice because now I get to listen to my Sea of Thieves LPs again, which is something I didn't get to do for quite a while. And I really am happy about that. That is going to do it for this episode, Pirates. I hope you guys had yourselves a good week, a good Pirate Legend week. I hope you all managed to get some more work on that distinction, whatever you're working towards. Shout out to Godhammer for working on the grogs, not working on the grogs anymore, but working on the Keelhauled Captains Guild. I saw that they and Captain Chonk and a bunch of other folks have been sailing on that. I really appreciate seeing that reputation go up. Just because it's one of those ones where that is where I spend most of my time. I just created the new sloop for this season that now that the season's kind of full run, I created a new sloop called Santa's Sleigh, SLAY. It is fully Christmased out with the bone chiller stuff, and I'm going to be running around with as much festive stuff as I possibly can, including the original orb lantern, because you just have to. But I'm really happy to see that the Keelhauled Captains is up to Distinction 2 at level 30. Shout out to the Weathered Buccaneers, who are 71 on Distinction 5. And I think that's going to do it. So Pirates, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, definitely appreciate that. Shout out to you that are over on YouTube that are putting in comments. I see those and appreciate those. I think I just had one, 8 hours ago. The footage looks pretty good. I saw much worse, especially in PvP Hourglass. Looks like PvE segment is holding still somehow, but I'm not sure. Didn't play since season 6 probably. So some folks out there checking to see if Rare is actually going back to what they need to be doing, which is kind of focusing a lot on stability, gameplay, community health, making sure that that is something that people are enjoying. So I'm glad to see that they're doing this. I'm glad to see that they're working on the schedule for podcasts, that the developer updates are going to be making a return, that they have an entire team that's been working on stability and fixing issues, trying to get the game more stable, because that is you can't stress that enough. That is so important right now. So that is going to be something that we will have to keep an eye out in the future, just to kind of keep tabs on Rare and see hey, how are things going? But if you guys enjoyed this content, definitely make sure that you give it a like and a subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all of the Sea of Thieves Keelhauled episodes that are coming out. Let me know, what kind of demographic are you in? Are you in one of the younger demographics? Should I be telling everyone that they need to be listening to the podcast if I meet them on the seas? Because I feel like it's kind of weird to do the weird self-promotion thing, but I don't know. You guys tell me. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, Pirates. Go to the show notes if you want to have links to all of the socials where you can find me. I am predominantly over on Blue Sky now. Very rarely do I touch Twitter. It's just not where I want to be. The last time I went there, it was still really disgusting. It's much better over on Blue Sky. So happy that a lot of people have made the move over there. Outside of that, I finished up the review for Call of Duty for Xbox Expansion Pass. I also am reviewing the Turtle Beach Pivot Controller, as well as the Logitech A5 or 850 Gen 5 headphones. So if you guys want to know more about some of the hardware that you can use for your Xbox, reviews are going to be coming for those in the near future. So definitely keep an eye on XEP if you want to know more about those. That's going to do it for this podcast. Everyone, I hope you have a fantastic week. I love you, and I look forward to sailing with you on the Sea of Thieves.